and he rendered no official favors or benefits to Hunter Biden's business ventures. So I hope that we will test those propositions, and if we are satisfied that he and the dozen other witnesses we've spoken to are telling a coherent and credible story, then this thing is over.
2 months ago, Hunter Biden said that he would testify in public in front of cameras. Where are you on that now? Would you go back to that?
Well, the majority's already rejected that, so this is where we are.
But after today, though, do you think they're still rejecting?
No, again, I think that this investigation is over at this point. There's really nothing left to pursue, but Hunter Biden cheerfully volunteered to go before the whole world, and our colleagues on the Republican side did not want that. They wanted today's behind a closed door proceeding, and that's what we're doing now.
Yeah. You still expect it then to go into open hearing, and then House Republicans have mentioned that they have more beyond what Mr. Alexander has raised.
Yes, there's always a promise of more evidence. I remember when Gal Luft was the star witness who was going to produce the bombshell revelations. He's now on the lam being searched for by the U.S. government for his crimes. The most recent witness to implode is, of course, Alexander Smirnov, who started the whole thing with the false allegation that Burisma had given $10 million in illegal bribes to Joe Biden and to Hunter Biden, and now that has proven to be just a specimen of classic Russian disinformation and propaganda, according to David Weiss, who Donald Trump had appointed U.S. attorney and is the special counsel in the Hunter Biden case. Look, let's remember, there's an entire special counsel appointed just to deal with Hunter Biden and his tax charges and his gun charges. And so all of this is a complete sideshow. If somebody thinks that there is some high crime or misdemeanor relating to Joe Biden, they should tell us what it is. But so far, we haven't heard anything. Sir.
President Trump was impeached twice. From just general view of people overseas, it's very surprising. It seems like there's two standards. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I followed the question,
President Trump was impeached twice.
Yes.
And this impeachment looks more complicated. It seems like there's two separate systems for those watching from overseas.
Yeah. Impeachments, like criminal prosecutions, follow people's criminal conduct. Donald Trump incited a violent insurrection and an attempt to overthrow a presidential election. And he was impeached by the House of Representatives in a bipartisan impeachment, and there was a 57-43 vote in the Senate to convict him. Now, he escaped conviction by 10 votes. He beat the constitutional spread of a two-thirds majority, but there were commanding bipartisan, bicameral majorities defining as a constitutional fact that he'd engaged in an insurrection against the 2020 presidential election. He didn't accept, and to this day, he does not accept the fact that Joe Biden beat him by more than 7 million votes, 306 to 232 in the Electoral College. And so this absurd impeachment investigation is just a continuation of Donald Trump's refusal to accept the results of the 2020 presidential election. And I think everybody can understand that for what it is. Remember, there were 60 federal and state court decisions rejecting every claim of electoral fraud and corruption that were advanced by Donald Trump and the Republicans after that election. And yet still, election denialism is at the heart of Donald Trump's political program and also at the heart of this attack on President Biden today. So it's a shameful spectacle, I think.
What do you have to say about the recent interview of Jason Galanis, who was interviewed by the committee?
Yeah.
That, the president was on the phone with the former mayor of Moscow and his wife.
Yeah, I haven't seen any documents on that, but this is the convicted felon who's in prison who they went to see. He's another star witness in the lineup of, the alleged felons and fugitives who make up the lineup for the Republicans. Yeah, well, that's right. I don't know. I haven't seen any documentation on that. I'm happy to look at it. But again, nobody can tell us what is the high crime or misdemeanor. We told them, sir, that Donald Trump incited a violent insurrection, and we mobilized all of the public evidence. And then there was all kinds of evidence that came out later in the bipartisan January 6th committee that documented exactly what Donald Trump had done. What did Joe Biden do? Nobody can tell us.
One of the biggest revelations from the Devin Archer testimony was that Joe Biden spoke with Hunter Biden's business partners on speakerphone multiple times. Now, he said they didn't talk about business, but do you think that's appropriate, that then Vice President Biden was speaking with his son's business partners, and you expect to ask him about that at all today?
Well, first of all, the standard, of course, for impeachment is not what I think is appropriate or not appropriate. The standard for impeachment is high crimes and misdemeanors, felony offenses, major public offenses against the public good. So you're talking about a time when Joe Biden was a private citizen, Hunter Biden's always been a private citizen, and my Republican colleagues are the last ones to try to do anything about lobbying and the culture of political influence in Washington. If you want to have serious hearings about that, let's have serious hearings about that. I've urged Chairman Comer for us to have a serious hearing about rampant violations of the foreign and domestic emoluments clauses during the Trump administration. We released a report last year documenting with receipts nearly $8 million that Donald Trump collected while he was in office from China, including CEFC, from Saudi Arabia, from United Arab Emirates, and from other foreign governments. That raises a profound problem. Hunter Biden has never been in office. And during the whole time that they're focused on this investigation, Joe Biden wasn't in office. He had finished his term as vice president, and he had not announced any plans to run for president yet. So it is a wild goose chase related to the actions of private citizens. All right. Thank you very much.
Is this okay?
Can you get on your belly? I'm just kidding.
I'm good at crouching. Just like on one leg.
Just do this right here and just like crawl with your elbows.
The Congress people like you kneeling at their feet, you know.
I know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Restart the email, get out of the shot. That's it. I mean, the camera's going to have the most important shot.
So you guys wanting the shots from coming in? Correct. And after you come in, I can stand. And the candidate you're wanting is Hunter Biden, right? Yeah. Okay, so just don't be in this is the floor, Karen. Right. I'm just trying to stay down so like if people come up here to the mic, I want to get stand. Probably best. Okay.
They block down the front door anyway, right? People can't leave.
Wake up.
You hear that, right?
No? No. I do. Oh, I don't have this part.
Well, that's what they said, and they also said if they would. It looks like something's going on out there with a lot of people trying to get pictures of someone leaving a vehicle right now. So,
Thank you.
guys, just heads up.
Thank you.
I think that's likely what's going on.
Sir. Talk to you. Trying to be invisible. Not any minute. Almost any minute.
Standing by to stand by.
Stand by, please. Counting down. You went around with Larry Down? There we go. And it was just like, he did it so perfectly. That an all rise is the other one. At events, all the people in the crowd just there's a little more movement.
Waiting for the clicking noise.
What's that kicking noise? There's not enough activity out there yet. Not enough nervousness.
It's very small, because it's yes. You can put that on every phone. This is a smaller device. What's wrong with that? Okay. No. Probably good, same thing.
He's pulling up now.
He's pulling it.
No, we don't care about that.
Well, that's also
Here.
Release the laptop? That mom, Dad, did you intentionally release the laptop?
man, can you?
Please just lower yourself.
Yeah.
Hunter, what do you hope to tell the committee today?
Mr. Biden.
No, you're fine.
do this for Kim? What? What's that button for? So I'm sliding over here? Yeah, okay. I think she
Yes, right.
Thank you. Did the pool camp get anything to hold us standing on? Okay.
Well, just shouted out a question to Hunter Biden to see if he would stop perhaps to the camera, say anything as he did a couple of months ago outside of the Capitol Dome. He didn't say anything. He kept walking with his attorney, Abby Lowell. This is going to be a long day for Hunter Biden and lawmakers. I had a chance to ask Chairman Comer of the Oversight Committee, who's been leading this impeachment investigation into Hunter's dad, the President of the United States, where this investigation is going to go from here. Typically, and Harris will note, you'll bring in your biggest interview last when the investigation is wrapping up. And Chairman Comer said something interesting, that he kind of hopes things are wrapping up with this investigation, but he said that he keeps uncovering new pieces of evidence and wants to interview more people. The ranking member, Jamie Raskin, also spoke just to reporters a few moments ago and said at this point there's no evidence linking Joe Biden to anything impeachable. The Republican from California, DARRELL, ISSA, said the same. He said that he's seen a lot of smoke, but he doesn't see any fire at this point. So we expect this to be a long day. The transcript will be released at some point in the coming days. I'm trying to get from lawmakers whether or not they would be open to Hunter testifying in public. He said he would back in December. Ranking Member Raskin said they're already past that. He's ready to close this investigation. Not clear if Republicans are still open to it, or if Hunter Biden is still open to it. And it's not really clear how much he's going to say today, given the fact that he's talking about
I wasn't going to move you before all the other
facing these criminal charges in California.
Okay.
Honestly, it helps me to not be right by them anyway.
Right, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do.
We have a wider angle camera with the phone.
There's still for the...
Yeah, there's not live shots next to me. It actually is better anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's going to be next to each other today.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, if there are other people not going live at the exact same time as me.
yeah, I don't know when their hits are going to be, but
Okay.
because he's going to do better, he's definitely doing live shots. What I wanted to do was because he's not doing live shots, so we moved him closer to them because he's only really caring about about the media availabilities.
Yeah, that's great.
How you doing, Kim?
Because everyone is
I'll make sure they adjust back.
Thank you.
got a deal. This is expected to be a lengthy deposition that's going to take place here today. We will be under oath. We cannot lie to Congress. And there is a promise that through the deposition, with the transcripts of the one will shortly come out after. But it also comes into the important line of this reached an inflection point with Republicans with a degree of fatigue among rank and file Republicans concerned that this impeachment inquiry just frankly hasn't delivered the goods that many of these impeachment investigators have promised. Specifically, yet again, there's a clear link between President Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, or President James Biden and their business dealings, or that the president specifically used his public office in order to help benefit those business practices. I should press James Comey, the chair of the oversight committee, on that earlier before this deposition.
Hey, who's that? First of all, who's that outside that's drawing this drum? So I was going to call her. I didn't know if Gershon was busy. I think I should just leave my stuff here, right? Yeah. So I'm going to find my flash shots. I'm set up. I'm dead center. I can explain it to him. So if you just send them in, whenever. Oh, it's AOC.
Around the world to gain access to business contracts that he might not otherwise have. Question, which is what we come back to every single time, is how does that rise to the level of high crimes and misdemeanors? It's something even Republicans are now starting to question and thinking that there really need to hope they can garner up on this lengthy deposition that's scheduled to be passed.
I mean, because honestly, we can scooch. I can scooch the mic too. Like if you want it over a little bit, you can do that too.